I will care for you. You will care for me. Our love will live forever. Shower me with your love. Shower me with the love that I long for. Shower me with your love. Shower me with the love I've been waiting for. Y'all, I was 11 years old. I was 11. I was like, what? I might have been 12. I'm going to check it. It was 88, 89 was the year. A good old preteen. I was in my tween age, but you couldn't have told me back then that I wasn't waiting to get showered with some love, okay? It's just more time. Y'all, I could come. I'm going to come. Excuse me, I'm going to come every week and give y'all a song. Y'all already know. If y'all looking for this one because it took you back, that is Surface with Shower Me With Your Love. You can go ahead on and download that song if you want to. That was on one of my 80s R&B mixes for the week. And so welcome you guys to JusSayin podcast. It's your girl Danny. Shout out to everybody who been here riding with me, and shout out to everybody who is new. I'm glad you're here. Y'all already know stuff been going on, and you know what the big story is this week. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about some things, and I'm going to let you know that I'm not really even sure where I'm going to go with it because I have a couple of thoughts here. So let's get into some other things right quick before we get to the big story. I started watching a new series on TV this past week. It's called Daria in Detroit. It's on BET Plus. It's like an all-black cast. It's kind of like a mystery who done it, but it's also comedy. It's not like a slasher or nothing like that. It's not that type of thing. It's just like this girl goes on a date, online, they met online, they meet up, they go on a date. She had a really good time on a date, and then my man's disappears. But she's convinced that the guy disappeared under like suspicious reasons, not that he just ghosted her because they had such a good date. So then she decides that, she thinks that the guy that she went on a date with is a missing person from back when they were young, like when they were kids. He has now resurfaced, and she believes that he is gone missing again. So she goes on the hunt to try to find this missing man who she believes was a kidnapped kid back in the day. It's funny. The story sounds crazy when I'm trying to tell it, but y'all, if you're looking for a new series to watch, I promise you, jump on that and get in. Like I said, it's on BET Plus. It's funny, and it's, it still is a good story. I'm invested in all the characters so far. There's not really a character on there that I don't like. So, just check that out. Also, on Netflix is a movie called Shirley, which is about Shirley Chisholm. And that is played by Regina King. And I can't think of any things that Regina King has done that I have not been pleased with thus far. So this one is right in line with the rest of her work. She did an amazing job. I knew about Shirley, but again, not as much as I learned when I watched this. It was really good, to be honest with you. I also have been watching. I started a series called The Gentleman. It just came out recently. I'm only on episode 1, but so far, and I'm only 30 minutes in, or I have 30 minutes remaining on the first episode. And so far, it's a good story to me. So I think I'm going to ride out a little bit longer on that as far as Netflix. Now, if you're also looking for something that people say is a comedy, but it kind of gives you more of the feel of like Atlanta type of comedy show, the Vince Staples Show is getting a lot of good reviews. I haven't seen it. Now, my TV tells me I'm on episode 5. But you know how, like you put on something and then I made a video about this the other day. You could put something on and then, lay down to your intentions are to watch it. But then when you wake up, the TV is looking at you. So you like, let me go back and watch it. And then next thing you know, you like episode 5. Like that's how long I know. That's how I know how long I slept or how many episodes of something I missed that I put on TV. Because I'm like, okay, I slept good if it's on episode 5, and my TV is telling me that the Vince Staples Show is on episode 5, but I promise y'all I ain't see episode 1, 2, 3, and 4. And most of episode 5 could say I still only got 9 minutes remaining on episode 5, and I don't know what happened on this show at all. So I will go back and watch it just because, but my mans did get the view time. Netflix can't tell. Well, I mean, they're not telling us that they could tell that I'm laying here, sleep. So you could check that out as well if you're looking for something good. And then if you're also looking for a documentary, because I don't think I mentioned this one before, but there is a documentary that's not really that long, and it's called The Greatest Night in Pop. And it's about when Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson got all of these singers together to do We Are the World, We Are the Children. So y'all ever heard that? We are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start living. Okay, so there was a big, it was a big to do to get these people together and all in the same room at the same time with all these big name people. You can't do that today. You can't do that today because everybody be feuding with everybody. You can't get all these people in the same room together to sing a song and have one artist that they also all are competing with on the charts be the writer of that song, and then have one producer who they all would like to work with telling them what parts they get to sing. Come on now. It was also done on Grammy night, so that meant that a lot of these people had to miss like parties and whatnot to do it. But not everybody was going to be. Listen, just watch it. It really was good, and it got a little emotional for me for a quick minute. Mostly because when you watch it, a lot of those people ain't here no more. Some of those people didn't make it. But speaking of people didn't make it, shout out to Diana Ross. I think she just turned 80 years old, y'all. Diana Ross has been out here for a minute. And she looks amazing. She looks healthy is what she looks. Because I don't want people to tell me I look young. I don't want you to tell me I look young. Because I don't want no grown people being like, you look like a kid. I think that's creepy a little bit to fantasize still looking like a child. I want to look healthy. I want to look like I'm about to be around for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So if you see me, say, girl, you looking healthy. Don't say you looking young. Because I'm not young. I'm mid in age, but so just tell me I'm looking healthy. Anyway, that's the stuff. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but there is a series on Apple TV called Chemistry. I think it's just called Chemistry. It could be Chemistry and Love. I don't know. I didn't turn that station on, but that show is really good. The whole first season is over, but I watched all of it. It's like I said, it's on Apple TV. So if you have Apple TV, you might want to jump over there and watch that. because it's a really good story. That story honestly touched my heart. Again, that was one of those ones that touched my heart, and I would definitely just encourage people, if you're looking for another good story to watch, that would be the one that I would recommend. That would be the one that I would recommend. Again, I think it's called Chemistry or Chemistry in Love, but either way, you'll find it if you go over there looking for it. Oh, Lessons in Chemistry. That's what it's called. And if you haven't seen The Crowded Room or Hijack is with Idris Elba. If you haven't seen one of those two, or Blackbird, those are all the ones that I'm letting you know are on Apple TV. Any one of those, if you're looking for something to watch, go ahead. This weekend, some of y'all are on spring break, so that's why I'm giving y'all a couple of options to watch, because y'all on spring break. Am I on spring break? No, I'm not, because apparently you don't get breaks at my job. We don't get breaks for the seasons changing or this holiday, because it's on a weekend and I'm already off on weekends. So they said forget you and your life. So I don't know, but I want to tell some of y'all who may need this piece of guidance, let me help you. If you don't celebrate this upcoming holiday, keep it to yourself. We don't care. If you wasn't telling us last week, we don't want to know about it this week. We definitely don't. If you wasn't telling us that you don't believe in eggs or the pagans and all of that stuff last week, shut your face about it today. We don't want to know about it today, because we are in celebration mode, okay? And let me tell you how it's going to happen. We're going to listen to that new Beyonce that come out on Friday. And if you're not a Beyonce fan, or you don't feel like country music is your genre, keep it to yourself. We don't care when we trying to listen to something. Then we're going to get the babies together and we're going to take them to them Easter egg hunts on Saturday. And if you don't let your kids do Easter egg hunts, or you don't believe in Easter egg hunts, or you don't believe that Easter got anything to do with the Lord, keep it to yourself. We don't care. And then we're going to get dressed up, put them babies in some sparkly, fancy little pastel dresses, and then put them babies in some suits and some vests and some horseshoes, and we're going to take them down to that church house, and we're going to celebrate the resurrection. And if you don't celebrate that, we don't care. Keep it to yourself. The same way you want everybody to celebrate your birthday for a month when it's only one day, and you want us to keep on looking at all your nonsense that you be doing all month, and all you really doing is going to a bunch of places and drinking mimosas and having lemon pepper wings. We got to watch you do that and just watch it in silence, because you don't want us to be like, when it was my birthday, I didn't do all that. This is the same way we don't want to hear your mouth this weekend. I promise you we don't. And if that offends you, that sounds like a personal problem, because we don't need it. Let the people celebrate what they celebrate. And if you don't celebrate it today, this weekend, ain't the time to tell everybody. Okay? We don't want to hear it. You're going to have to find something else to do with your time. So just figure it out and leave us alone. If you understand what I'm saying. But with that being said, don't forget that Beyonce album come out on Friday. So listen to that too. I'm anticipating something, worth listening to, just because the two songs she did give us, I appreciated them. Now, people are saying there's some controversy with what we see as the album cover, but I don't know if that's the full picture. And I'm not about to defend the woman. If she liked the flag, that's what she liked. I don't know. But I am there to listen to the music. I'm going to give it a chance before I say no, because Renaissance really wasn't for me. But I did go see the movie, and it made more sense when I watched the documentary of it. So I'm going to give it a chance, and if it's not for me, I'll set it on to the side like I do any other music that's not for me. But I won't be on the internet talking about Beyonce always trying. We don't need none of that. We don't need none of that. And if you haven't heard it, then you don't know you don't like it. Let me also let you know that. Okay? It's just what you choosing not to listen to. And that's a whole nother thing. You could say, I don't want to listen to this. But don't say you don't like an album that you haven't listened to. Because you don't know. Anyway. Moving on. I know y'all heard about that cargo ship running into the bridge in Maryland and Baltimore, and it made the bridge collapse. And from the last that I heard on CNN was that the cargo ship lost power, and then it just kind of like coasted. Once it loses power, there's not really much that the captain, I guess it's the captain of the ship, could do, because he couldn't really steer it, so he couldn't stop it. And then, stop it in enough time to get it to not hit that bridge. It hit that bridge and it collapsed, and it just all fell into the water. Now, there were people on that bridge, meaning there were cars on that bridge, and they tried to save and rescue as many people as possible. However, as of right now, there are 6 people who were missing and presumed to not have made it, because it's been many hours. And from what I understand, that the water was about 40 degrees, which means it was really super cold. And these people were, caught in their cars. So right now, there are definitely 6 people missing and presumed to not have made it. So I know a lot of people want to go with the whole conspiracy theory, like how did the bridge fall all of a sudden just because a boat hit it? First of all, that boat was had like 75 tons of product on it, which means it was a very heavy boat, first of all. And second of all, it was a very big boat. It wasn't like the little skippers y'all be getting on when y'all go on y'all boat parties, okay? It was a bigger thing. And also, I don't know what city y'all are from, but the bridges are not structurally sound in most cities. Most cities need a lot of work done on their bridges, and these bridges are very old and they just don't hold up like you would think they would. And you can go to your city and check the grading on the bridges. I believe there's like a grading scale for bridges, and you could go on there and check the grading for your bridges, and you'll see that they're not that the grades aren't that great. Those bridges are all they all one cargo ship away from being in the water at all times. And the reason why, this is my own speculation, is one of the reasons why they don't fix them as often, or their maintenance isn't done as well and as often, is because of money. It's because of money. Do you know how much it would really cost to redo a bridge? Because you got to stop traffic from that. And then that means you got to reroute and detour traffic. And we already know how people feel about a little bit of traffic. A lot of bit of traffic, child, come on. So the bridge then fell. The mayor got on there and said, we need to worry about finding these people. We need to be worried about finding these bodies before we worry about anything else about the daggone bridge. Don't ask me about that bridge being done before we can find these bodies and we can have services for these people and the whatnot and the likes of that. So, they did say that they have recovered some of those bodies, but some people still have not been found. That's just the truth about it. It's unfortunate, and I feel bad for it, for the people who lives were lost, and even the people who weren't. Like, if you were on that bridge and the bridge fell while you were driving across it, or even the people who were driving on the bridge and just made it, or when the bridge was starting to collapse behind them like a movie scene. All of them are living a traumatic time right now, and they will be suffering from PTSD. So let's just, we already know living in Baltimore seems to be a time. So let's just keep them all in our thoughts and prayers, because this will affect a lot of people. And it's just an unfortunate, terrible mishap. And I'm sure that whoever owns that cargo ship will be having a lot of questions to answer as well. And also pray for the captain and the crew that was on that cargo ship, who couldn't stop that boat from hitting that bridge, knowing that there would be people on that bridge, and then not being able to really do anything from the boat. You know what I mean? It's not like you could just jump in and pull people out because of the safety measures, because of the dangers, because of, the temperature of the water and things like that. And because we may not be trained to pull people out of their cars in the water. So just thoughts and prayers all around. Just thoughts and prayers all around. It's just a sad piece of information, but it has been a big story in the news, and my heart go out to all of them. Once upon a time, a man said, "Can't stop, won't stop," but apparently another man said, "But when Homeland Security come through, you probably might have to stop." Y'all know that the biggest story going on right now is this Diddy Homeland Security home raids. So we know not too long ago, it was a huge celebration that Diddy had made it to becoming a billionaire. He got the big bucks. He makes all the money. He been in this game for a long time. And when I say this game, I mean the industry of entertainment. And, then built businesses from then. I'm not about to give y'all a long history on the backstory of Diddy, except you do know that he is, he was Puffy, he was Sean Combs at one point, he was P. Diddy, he was P. Daddy, and then he changed his name to Brother Love, and then he changed his name to Just Love, I believe. Like, it's been a lot of aliases going on around here. He's a father of several children. That's questionable, but he's never been married, though he's been linked to some celebrity women. And he's been famous for introducing us to the likes of Biggie Smalls and Total. He didn't actually have these people on the label, but he did work early in their careers with Mary J. Blige and Faith Evans and Little Kim. He also gave us like The Lox and Mace and Betha, Craig Mack, Danity Kane, Day 26, a couple of people, right? Cassie. There has always been a question of the, I can't think of words right now, but the way that Diddy runs his businesses as far as compensating his talent correctly or not. Most of the people who work for Diddy have always said that they did not get their money, that he did not pay them correctly, that he took they publishing, which I will say is typical in the music business, is that whoever owned the record company has the publishing, and then artists are now all fighting for their publishing, or trying to buy back their publishing and things like that. I think that the companies, from what I understand, like the most basic one is like they get to keep your music for like 20 years, and they get to make money off of you for the first 20 years, and then after 20 years you could try to buy it back or something like that. But I'm not really sure, because I never seen a music contract, because the one thing we do know is I can't sing. But I will anyway. So if somebody want to give me a contract, I'll go in there and I'll go hit on it. Computer love, like I'll work with them. I'll be a studio person. I just want to put out one cute little Christmas CD. Come, they told me, something like that. And I would like to do a song or two, because why not? Like, life is short. Why can't I put out a song? Tisha Campbell puts out songs all the time. Why can't push? Come on and push. Come on and push. Remember that? Remember she was singing out on Morton? That's her real actual song. Like, you could pull it up on Spotify or something. You going to hear, come on and push. Come on and push. I don't even know the rest of the words, but that's Tisha Campbell. Look it up. Anyway, so Puff was doing all of that. He had some restaurants. Y'all all know that he was the face behind Ciroc, I believe, was Puff. And he had Revolt TV. I believe there was a school that had his name involved. There have been a lot of businesses surrounding him, not just the music. He's done a little bit of acting. Remember, he did A Raisin in the Sun back in the day, and I believe it was in like Carlito's Way 2 or something like that, the prequel or something. He's been in a couple of things. He's done a couple of things, y'all. He's been all around, been around the world, and I can't find my baby. But this past weekend, he has been in the news because Homeland Security raided his homes. 3 homes to be exact. There was one in New York, there was one in Miami, and there was one in LA. When they just busted through, and I got the story off of TMZ, because TMZ gonna be there first. I don't know how they always know, but they do. And so that was the big story, that they had their helicopters hovering over, watching these Homeland Security pulling people out the houses. And although we've been hearing a lot of stuff, because just recently Cassie, it's me and you now. I've been waiting. Think I'm gonna make a move now. Baby, tell me how you like it. I don't know. Those notes was all wrong. I already told y'all I can't sing. Judge somebody else. Judge me if you want to. You ain't gonna say it to my face. Anyway, so Cassie recently sued Diddy. Apparently she asked him to settle her, through her lawyer. She asked him to settle with her for some wrongdoings that went on between the two of them. And then his self said, no, I'm not settling with you. So then her lawyer said, oh, don't worry about it. We'll just file, with the court. They filed with the court, and in those court documents, it was a lot about, him dealing with her when she was a minor, and, taking advantage of her and using his position to, bully her. And then at some point she tried to get away from him, and she started dating, Lupe Fiasco or something like that, somebody like that, one of those backpack rapper people. And he blew up the man's car, and he hung somebody over a banister, just like a lot of stuff. And as soon as it came out, like literally the day after that court papers were filed, he settled for her. Now, we don't know what they settled for, but from what I understood, she was asking for like $50 million or something like that. I don't remember. $30 million, something. I don't know. Whatever she asked for, there was some kind of settlement that made them be like, and so we're walking away. So they dropped the lawsuit because of the settlement agreement. We didn't get any privy to what that settlement was, right? Then not too long after that, a gentleman came out and he was suing because he was saying first that he was not paid for work that he did. I believe he was a producer for Puff, and he was saying he wasn't paid for the work that he did, and he was just asking to be compensated for his work. Again, Diddy said, nah, bruh, I'm not giving you nothing. So then his lawyers was like, well, don't worry about it. We're going to file some paperwork. So they went to the court as well. And when those documents came out, and a lot of this information I was getting from I'm Not a Lawyer. It's a TikTok page. It's also a YouTube page. It's also a podcast. I'm Not a Lawyer, but... And she basically was saying, and again, I'm not quoting her verbatim. This is me giving my understanding of what I heard her say. So this is all alleged. Nothing is fact here because I don't need nobody trying to sue me about something. I'm going based off of what I remember allegedly. Okay. So allegedly, based off of the court documents, this guy, Rodney, was suing because he said there was some inappropriate touching, that there were some threats. He named some rappers and some people dating rappers. He also named, it has been amended. And so at one point he said that Stevie J was in video having some interactions with another male. Stevie J came out and said that was not him. There was a paid entertainer who makes those type of videos who said that was actually him, not Stevie J. And then that guy who is suing said that might not be the Stevie J, but that's what was told to me, and that's why I said it. And then he also amended it to also say that Cuba Gooding Jr., allegedly, Cuba Gooding Jr. was very inappropriate in his interactions with this young man. And so Cuba Gooding Jr. has been added on to that lawsuit. There were some people taken off. There was a woman named Ethiopia who was taken off of that lawsuit. And then also a studio, I think, was originally on the lawsuit, and that studio is now not on the lawsuit. There's some other things as well, but y'all can look it up. Y'all can look up the court documents, or you can go over to I'm Not a Lawyer But's YouTube page, and she will recap it all for y'all over there. She does a great job with it. That's where I get a lot of my information from. I'm Not a Lawyer is the sister-in-law to Kev on Stage. Fun fact, just so you know. Anyway, back to the story. Allegedly, again. So after these court documents came out and we saw all that stuff, people were just kind of like, what's going on with Puff? And there was a lot of conversation of people just being like, yeah, some of this is sketchy, but why would he settle so quickly in the first one? I don't know. Now, once he settled with Cassie, there was he did have to step down and take his name off of a couple of businesses. A couple of businesses was like, we can't have association with you, bruh, because your name is tarnished. We don't want your name nowhere near no minors, allegations, no inappropriate, dealings with minors. There was like a school. I don't know the name of the school. I don't know. But that school said, take your name off of everything. You can't be on the board. We don't want no contribution money. None of that. Goodbye. Now that, they just said that Puff has sold all his shares of Revolt, which is the TV station, and I believe it was a radio network as well. That and again, that don't quote me because I'm not sure about that, but he gave up his shares in that as well. Like, he's out for everything. They did raid his homes, and you could see the aftermath of some of like what they did over there. Now, what I'm told is if Homeland Security come to your house, they are not looking for information that they've never had. They are looking for the information that they definitely are sure that they have, and they pretty much know where it's at. They go and go get it. So if Homeland Security come through, I was told that Homeland Security comes through and they're not coming if they don't have the case already. I'm told that when the feds show up, they have such a high conviction rate that or not conviction, but they win most of their cases. So if the Homeland Security, if the feds, any of that show up, it's bad business. Now, what I was told, so this is alleged, I'm not sure 100%, but what the streets are saying, what the internet streets are saying, is that this was a trafficking, a human trafficking situation they got going on here. Now, I saw some videos of some people saying that there was some questionable kids around him. Like, there apparently was a little girl who was being like raised with the twins, that nobody understood how he got custody of that child. I know that there has been, even before the Homeland Security thing, there has been this whole situation, like these videos of Puff talking about he about to spend a week or two with Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber was signed to Usher for a real quick minute when he was younger. And so there's that, and then there's like a follow-up video with Usher telling Justin, not Usher, I'm sorry, there's a follow-up video with Diddy telling Usher that, you know, you ain't been calling me, I ain't been hearing about you, ain't hung out, and Justin Bieber looking real ass nervous and just being like, yeah, I mean, you know, I just kind of been busy, I'm sorry, I mean, if you want my phone number, I think you got the wrong phone number, your people didn't, and it was just kind of like creepy a little bit, right? Because why do we want to hear that? Then we saw those videos also with Puff telling, I think, Fabulous that he ain't, that they don't play around no more, or something, called, you know, Playboy something. I don't know, I can't remember what it was, but he was saying kind of like, you don't be hanging out with daddy no more or something. It was just kind of like weird, and I believe it was Fabulous, but again, don't quote me on it, that's alleged. And it was just like, I don't know. So then we do know that we've been hearing for years about the Diddy parties. And I listened to another podcast that will not be named right now. And that podcast, they were saying, you know, a lot of celebrities do go to Diddy parties and nothing happens. Like, nobody gets into nothing. They just at a party, whatever. Because the front part of the party is just party. You just go there, you have a party, it's fine. Everybody's having fun. You go back home. But there's another party. After the party, there's an after party. And after that party, it's the hotel party. Y'all know who that came from, okay? So I think it's the same situation that they're trying to say. It's like, you know, there are rooms, there are times, there are certain parties that if you know you get invited to that, there's other things happening. And that person on the podcast that shall not be named was saying that, you know, y'all don't understand that some of y'all celebrities are into things that they can't say that they are into, because you all really do go crazy if you find out that people are anything other than straight heterosexual men. If they're anything other than that, you all really do go crazy, and you do everything but unalive them. Like, you do everything but that. Y'all call for their heads. And so they can't do it, even though people be like, I don't care what anybody does. As soon as y'all think that y'all know that somebody does something other than missionary, y'all go crazy. The people like to go crazy, and y'all really do it's fascinating how much people are concerned about what other people like sexually when it is legal. When it is legal. I'm not talking about underage stuff. I'm not talking about, captivities or trafficking or anything like that. I'm just talking about if you found out that a person was homosexual today, you all as a collective would crucify them. Honestly. They can't be that. They can't have said they tried anything. They can't have said that they're interested in anything. Y'all will want their heads. So there's a lot of people who do things in the back rooms in the quiet because that's the only place they can. And apparently there's also people who owe money and they willing to do stuff to make sure that money is paid, that debt is paid. I don't know. That's all alleged. That's all alleged. Because you know why? I don't know, because I be at my job. When I'm minding the business that's on the internet don't be telling me all the backstory, so I can't give y'all no facts. I could just give y'all what has been reported allegedly. So the things that I want to talk about, though, is that it seems, number one, please don't get on her and be like, they just trying to take down a black man. Sometimes black men do bad things, too. And when they do, they need to be taken down. We can't just let them be excused for their bad behavior just because they black men. That's not going to work. It just not. Sometimes black men are doing things that are bad, that are illegal, that are harmful to others, and that needs to be investigated. Okay? And if your first thing is every time that there's a black man involved in some criminal activity being investigated, that you believe that they just trying to take them down because they tried to buy something, because they tried to make something, you need to understand that when people get put into positions of power, sometimes, most of the time, they abuse it. That's just fact. They will abuse their power. And imagine the type of ego a man who has made $1 billion must have. That's a lot of power. No one man can have all that power. And y'all don't know that song, Kanye? And because we've been hearing time after time after time of just him stealing money and not giving money to people. And then another thing that was very interesting was somebody brought up, pay attention to the amount of people who were signed to his record label, who left his record label and ran over to the church. What have they seen? Because it was some people who, even when they were doing the, wasn't that Craig Mack, even when they did the Bad Boy reunion tour, he was like, I'm not coming to that. I don't want to be involved in that. It was either Craig Mack or it was Black Rob. Remember that? Whoa. Whoa. Black Rob. Or Craig Mack, I'm kicking more flavor in your ear. Got the back flavor in your ear. Here come the brand new flavor in your ear. Remember him? He was like, I gotta go to the Lord. Remember the girl from Total? Baby, you got me. I think I'm giving y'all the wrong song, but I'm hoping that you've been tripping, babe. I know I talk about, got me flipping thing. You got me open, boy. You bring me so much joy. Remember Total? And baby girl went on that last show. I think she did R&B Divas or something. And she was talking about how she just loved Jesus so much. It's Mace. Remember Mace went out there and he was a whole pastor for a minute. He was a whole pastor for a minute. He came back and started rapping again. But he was a whole pastor for a minute. It's a lot of them that left and was like, let me go find the Lord. And people were saying like, why? What is it? What is it? And I know that y'all looking at him like, yeah, if you're not a person who's not conspiracy theory, y'all just looking at him like, yeah, he deserved to get. But I want to let y'all know that you don't know what temptations come with being able to make that kind of money, being able to be that successful. And so you do not know that you would not succumb to some of these temptations. And so some of y'all need to be thanking the Lord more for the fact that he has not put you in positions that would make you have to make some of the decisions that some of these people who have done these things have made, because you do not know that you would choose wisely. You made some dumb decisions last week, and for far less money, for far less reward. Right? And so we don't know what we would do given the position and the power that man has. It's a lot of y'all that I know who want to be successful, like in whatever area you want to be more successful, you want to do more, you want to be more, but you don't know when you get there what corners got to be cut, what the right hand got to not tell the left hand is being done, those type of things. Because like anytime people say they want to get in the office, they make a lot of promises, but when they get over there and we see them not doing all the stuff they say they're going to do, it's because when they get there, they see for real what's going on, and they be like, oh, okay. And then they got to make decisions on, do you want to stay here and play in the game, or do you want to get out? And a lot of people, you don't understand that there are a lot of people who we don't hear music from because they went over there and they saw what was happening. They're like, I don't want it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Because a lot of y'all, when y'all hear like they sold to the devil, somebody sold they sold to the devil, y'all really do be thinking that they literally mean like the devil walked up to them, like he just floated about the ground. He walked over to them, was like, give me your soul and I'll give you $50 million. It don't necessarily work that way. There's choices that you make, and sometimes it's very easy to make them, and then when it's easy to do one thing, it's easy to do another thing. And that's just true fact. And the next thing you know, Homeland Security knocks out your door. Like, it's tricky. One thing I do know is I really do pray for those children. 2 of them we saw in handcuffs in the video. I don't know where the twin girls were. I don't even know if that young lady that's supposed to be his extra daughter is around them anymore. I don't know where Albie Shore's son is. Y'all know Albie Shore. I can tell you how I feel about you night and day. Gonna tell you about you. Remember him? Albie Shore's son is one of Diddy's like stepsons. Diddy used to be with Albie Shore's baby mama, and so the son been over there with Diddy more than he been with Albie Shore. I'm not really sure why after I believe his mama passed, and I'm not sure why he's still over there with Diddy instead of back home with his daddy, but I'm sure that's all part of the situation with the Homeland Security. Now, some people were speculating that the boys, Justin and, is his name King? Christian, one or the other, that they were both handcuffed because their names are on some of the businesses, so technically they're involved. But you know how when they do, like a RICO act, you know how they got BMF, the black mafia family with all the drug situation, whatever. Or y'all remember, if you're a midlife or 40 and ups, y'all remember the DeBarge family. When the DeBarge family got arrested for their drug situation, they gather everybody, grandma, auntie Nene, TT Tyler, like everybody. They arrest everybody, and then they put them all on the indictment to get the people that they really want to be like, my grandma had nothing to do with none of this. This was me. Let my grandma go and I'll start talking a little bit. They do that sometimes as well. So I don't know. Now, I know y'all want me to talk about this daggone jet. They said the jet went to Antigua. I don't know. Antigua. But apparently he wasn't on that jet. Somebody else was on that jet. Allegedly, it was his drug mule. I don't know. There's not a lot of fact on the actual raid yet. We're going to have to wait a couple days on that. But there has been a raid. I could tell you for truth, there has been a raid. Anything else is alleged. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm just speculating with the rest of the world, but I will be following it. And if some more news come up, we're going to talk about it for real. And if you want to know my real opinion about some of this stuff, it's going to be on the Patreon. So if you subscribe to the Patreon, that's where you'll get it. And that will be out on Friday, because I do have some thoughts, but we ain't going to talk about them unless we talk about them behind a paywall. But you guys keep watching. And again, I know some of y'all really want to celebrate the downfall of somebody, but the grace of God, honestly, because if I want to be known, and I want my name to be in bigger rooms with bigger names than it is right now, then that means that I also have to understand that there will come some temptations with that I'm going to have to want to hope and believe that I'm strong enough to say no when no is said, needed, and yes at the right times. Because you did see that Club Shay Shay interview with Cat Williams, and he said Diddy liked the party, and sometimes you got to tell Diddy no. Now, I don't know how true that is, and I'm sure that he not the only one. So we got to figure it out, but I think that there has come a time, and we are in a space now where a lot of things have been coming to light on some of these people that we have been holding so high, and we need to just pray that he cooperates. This is a man who is in his mid-50s. Y'all, going to jail at 55, that's not fly, but if that's what he end up doing, what did he do, y'all? What did he do? After watching the Nickelodeon doc, I don't know, y'all. I want everybody to, I want the best out. What I really and truly want, and this is not a lie, what I really and truly want is the best outcome for everybody. And if that means that he's in trouble, I'm sorry to that man, but he had a good run out here in these streets, I guess, before that. But we'll see. We're going to play it out. Y'all know I watched the R. Kelly situation and saw how that played out. I'll be right here figuring out what's going on with Diddy as well. And wherever I get some alleged information or some facts, I will be bringing it back to y'all. So hey, what do y'all think about it, though? What do y'all feel about this Diddy situation? You got something to say about it, go ahead on and email me, JusSayinPodcast@gmail.com, and I'll read your statements on the air. If you want, we can do it anonymous, or we can do it, however you feel, but we can go ahead on and do that. Just send me an email, JusSayinPodcast@gmail.com. Y'all, It's been a time. It really has been a time. This story has been huge, and I think it just happened like Monday, and it's already ready to go. But like I said, we just gonna keep our eye on it. We're gonna see what's happening. We're going to, hopefully he doesn't flee and leave the country like Russell Simmons did. But y'all, if y'all didn't know, Russell Simmons was served with some kind of papers in in Bali. Now, apparently allegedly he is in Bali because he's been accused of some things in the United States and he don't want to face them. So he went to Bali and I guess it was supposed to be that Bali was like, we're not going to extradite anybody. That means we're not going to send you back just because you won it in another country. However, I believe he was just hit with a defamation lawsuit, and that was able to be served to him in Bali. Basically, he's saying that the woman who accused him of some of the things, he's saying that she lied. So if you're calling me a liar, that's defamation. So I could sue you for defamation. And apparently he's allowed to be served for the defamation thing. So they might have to send him back to the United States. And if he steps foot on American soil, they're gonna get him for the criminal stuff that they trying to investigate him for as well. So I don't know, but we saw some songs, we heard some videos, we know what the streets was saying, and back in the days about these men, and maybe we about to find out the truth now, good or bad. I don't know. Y'all know me though. I got to get ready to go to work. Y'all ain't paying me no money. You can send some money to the Cash App if you want to. Because are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you not entertained? You can hit me with the Cash App. I would like to get an Easter basket this year. Somebody wanted to be nice. I'm going to tell you what the Cash App is, because some of y'all be like, I don't read the show notes. I just be listening. I don't know. So I'm going to let you know that the Cash App is It's Me Danny, ITSME DANNI. Go ahead on and hit the Cash App and let me know you appreciate me. Cause listen, this and I got to do all this and I still got to go to work. Ruby be sad. She like, you talking to your friends, you ain't looking at me. I'm laying here waiting for some attention, and I be like, girl, I can't give you attention. I gotta talk to these people, and they don't want to give me $5 for a Cadbury egg. Y'all know Cadbury eggs is like $2 now. I love a Cadbury egg. So if anybody want to send me, I have not been eating any candy. I gave up the candy for the Lent, so it's coming up on this weekend, so I can have my candy back. So if somebody want to give me some Cadbury eggs or a cute little Easter basket, let me know. Hit the Cash App and let your girl know you appreciate her a little bit of something. Can you buy some edge control so when I go to church I can look swooped up, swoop boop? Anyway, like I said, y'all, I can't keep on talking. Y'all gotta go to work. They want me to clock in on time all the time. So I will be back next week. I'm over on TikTok. It's me, Danny, JusSayin Pod. Look for me either way. I'm over there. I'm talking about all kind of stuff over there every day. And I'm posting at least 2 videos a day, so you will be entertained. I do put pictures up on TikTok, on Instagram. So if you're not following me over there, go over there, because once they shut down TikTok, I'm going to be over on Instagram, and you going to miss me. Right? So if you want a little bit of cute little stories, some outfits to see what I'm looking like out here in the streets, go over there, because that's where I do it. I really do appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all are safe this weekend. And if you cooking, don't make them sweet potatoes too sweet, because we still want to taste the potato, not just sugar. And if you making macaroni and cheese, make sure that thing is cheesy. We don't just want to be eating elbow macaroni. Okay, and also this ain't the time to try out your new recipe. If you ain't tried it and tasted it at your house first, don't bring it to us. We don't want it on the table. And make sure you checking them biscuits. Do not burn them. It's easy to do, so don't do that. All y'all, be back next week with more stuff, because we always know entertainers got something to talk about in the news. Y'all, it's been real fun. As always, you've been listening to JusSayin Podcast with me, Danny. Bye, y'all.